It is emotions on top of emotions here at World Junior Ultimate Championship. The creme de la creme of the junior ultimate scene have come to Logroño, Spain to fight for glory. It is a windy semi-final day, and Ultiworld coverage of pitch number 2 is bringing you a game from the women's division. France taking on Japan. Rachel Toshnerova alongside Liam Grant in the commentary booth. Liam, can you walk us through the bracket? How did these teams get here?
Yeah, really exciting women's division overall. Everyone taking losses, but it's France had a universe point loss here on stream against Italy. We'll see, we might see a rematch of that. But Japan lost to USA, who've been catapulted into oblivion at this stage. USA are gone, but looked really good, dominated Canada. So just this women's division is open for all here. I think any team can take it who turns up on the day. As we look at that French squad, really, really strong. They're the reigning champions.
The French team sporting the white jerseys for this particular match. Japan will take red.
We look at the bracket there. Pretty straightforward in the quarterfinals for both these teams. Japan dominating Czechia. France a little more competitive against Belgium. Belgium were looking pretty good early on in the tournament with that win over USA, but turns out a lot of people can beat USA here. As you look at Anna Buki, one of the standouts of this Japanese roster. She's a confident young woman at 17 years old, knows how to work the camera and score in the end zone. Looked pretty good in their pool noodle warm-up as well. One of the fastest players you'll see here in the division.
So many assists, be it from the deep shots or just quick continuations into the end zone.
Has a wide range of throws and such a good Japanese roster overall. They really do use all their players. But there we look at the commanding presence of Gaëtan Lepezinek. Really important for them in this tournament. Second in the overall stats, just behind Leduc. So for the teams left in semis, she's the top stats in those top 4 teams. And a rock solid offensive player for this French squad.
You'll see her crossing over from O-line to D-line, taking on the roles that the team currently needs support in.
Yeah, and has a really good connection with Cruza. Those two turned up when it mattered most. See one of our game advisors, Melissa, there. And the Japanese team's known for their dancing and cheers and just pure joy emulating across the showcase field now. It's been very hot here in Logroño, but today a little bit cooler, which I think players on the field would be delighted for. As you see, Kelsey Rader there, one of the coaches from France. He does a lot of video analysis with them.
And Japan is going to start this first pull of the women's semi-final on pitch number 2 on offense. Looks like France coming out in match D with a little bit of a trailing mark on the reset. They approach the half-field line. Shimizu resets the disc. Takeuchi goes sideways and was thinking about getting the disc on the inside break, but it was intended for someone else. Japan nearing the last third of the field. Sawayama. Now Kobayashi on this near sideline goes for the hammer into the end zone. Collected by Anna Buki. No stress with that one-handed grab.
Brilliant offensive hold from Japan. She needed a lasso to reel that one in. Always difficult to catch those overhead throws one-handed with your fingers on top, but a safe pair of hands for this Japanese squad. You can see there, they came out in their J vertical stack. France surrounded it, but great patience from Japan. This a little more spicy than we often see from the Japanese team, but a well executed hammer. You can see maybe getting a little high in the stall count from Kobayashi. We've seen a lot of great Kobayashis coming out of Japan. Think of Kana Kobayashi, one of the standout players for them through the years, played World Games. Ryo Kobayashi doing fantastic out here.
Using the wind to her advantage as well. Is currently blowing away from the cameras, so that hammer actually not as risky of an option as it might have seemed on the streamed. First offensive try for the French. On the near sideline is Lassin. They try to continue through the break side and no one there for the second chance. Japanese pressure bearing fruits. They immediately strike the other way. Kaneshita to Tsugane. Kaneshita being the prominent D-line handler for Japan. Not afraid to put her body on the line when they need to save possession. Sabrina Kell on the far sideline. Japan very close for that first break chance. Big forehand mark from the French. The Japanese forced to reset. Wobble on the disc, but they keep possession. Japan not afraid to lose the yards to Korogi. Looking for that continuation in these end zone, but so far everything's been shut down by the white t-shirts. And I don't know if the defender got a hand on that, but the disc lands on the ground nonetheless. And we have a French player striking deep straight away. It is De'e who lays out for the two-handed grab. She must have heard that I finally learned how to pronounce her name, because she is gonna score the assist, and that's a score for France. Charlotte Falour with the score. The other one that I was struggling with the pronunciation. Both of these players making me work hard in this women's semifinal. France, Japan tied at 1.
You can see Le Pezenek wastes no time feeding De'e, who had that poach block, a flash of inspiration for her. Got the block and tore off downfield.
Oh, it was Cruzat. I'm sorry, I misread the number on the back of her shirt. Cruzat with that huge layout bid.
Yeah, Cruzat, one of the standouts for this team. And you can see their O-line very good at getting it back. We've seen that all tournament long with Le Pezenek and Crozat. Gets the block and the assist. Now we see Le Pezenek crossing over here.
No surprise.
And you see Le Pezenek kind of playing back a stack here.
Yeah, Kobayashi currently completely unmarked. She's still waiting for that defender to approach, but she decides to throw it anyway, and that disc too low for Imamoto.
You can see the strategy there from France. Le Pezenek was playing back the stack. Everyone else was standing under. And it's much easier to do that when you have Le Pezenek on the field.
French go the other way. Gibbon takes the reset. Dole. Game stopped on a call downfield. Dole takes the inside channel. A continuation into the end zone for Le Pezenek. Can she dive? That one too far, even for the tall hero of the French women's team. Second chance for Japan. They continue down the near sideline. Huck it to the wide open receiver in the end zone is Shimizu for the score for Japan. 2 dirty holds in a row, but the teams hold their own for now.
Both O-lines able to earn it back. Brilliant chase down by Shimizu. And the Japanese team's known for their throwing prowess. You can see the 2 turns, both kind of unforced throwing errors from each side. Thought Lepesnik was going to get that one. Watch this fantastic forehand, well adjusted by Shimizu to look over the other shoulder and use her speed. And again, Anabuki, fearless in her throwing. You see the Japanese women always enjoying themselves, and it's definitely a joy to watch them play.
Kaneshita getting ready to pull. It goes far, not too much hang on it. And France open up with a nice gainer towards the near sideline. Delpech. Who we believe to be a daughter of one of the French coaches, but more on that later maybe. Goes to La Rivière, those 2 working together in the backfield. We see a poach in the break side, interestingly enough, from the Japanese. And that's a low disc for the French. One more break chance for the Japanese. Kaneshita wastes no time to pick up the disc. Yoshio. And a foul called on the mark, immediately accepted as the 2 players collided on the catch. Gorogi. Doesn't like any of the options, but finds the open player after all. That a big bladey backhand. French players underneath it. What a way to stop that Japanese possession by Dole.
They've had to do this a couple of times already. The French O-line well able to play defense, but that's not what they want to do. Japan frustrating their offensive strategies here.
France now stuck in that slightly difficult corner. They will go up the line, and they've got Lepesnik for their laser forehand that she manages to hold on to securely, and they continue through the break side. The defender's there, but the French player much higher. And a skull for Camille Larivière.
Much better that time for France with that possession. French fans getting excited about that one. I spotted Camille Blanc there yesterday. I think she's in the crowd here today. She's one of the gold medalists from 2 years ago. France trying to repeat that, and essentially a very new roster here compared to that of 2 years ago, but showing their worth here. And I like looking for Lepesnik deep. They're giving her the deep shot. They're giving her space deep. It's maybe a difficult throw to execute, but you feel like if they play this deep ball, Japan are going to have to adjust on defense, because I think they're going to come down on most of them.
If you're wondering about the background noise, there's the other semi-final in the women's division happening behind our backs. It is Canada taking on Italy You can follow all the live scoring at wjuc.wfdf.sport. And you can also enjoy some of our other streams from the Field Pass. Japan. Working the disc. Lots of pressure from the French mark. The Japanese not choosing to call any marking infractions. Instead, they get the disc back to the middle. That's a nice break for Takeuchi. Lovely put. Sawayama now continues down the sideline. Anabuki for the score, adds another assist to her impressive record. And the score this time, Kobayashi. Clean hold for Japan.
Brilliant again from Japan. Kept their patient, took the right options. And Anabuki, she has it all. Have a look at this again. Good continuation cutting, and then this beautiful inside flick to open up the break side space. And then Anabuki just peppers that little lefty backhand. You can see they have a wide range of throws to attack the break side. We see coach there, Emily Mitsui, former World Games player. Two fine coaching staffs. We see Kelsey Rader there again. I do know the French women went to the pool yesterday to recover.
Good call. All the players have a free pass to the big swimming pool complex on the other side of the town. It's been used frequently and with joy. French looking to equalize the score once more. And the Japanese coming out in the first zone look of this game. Lepezanek on the sideline. French trying to keep the disc moving. Dole. They continue to swing the disc wide. Japanese wall sort of forcing those swing passes, preventing any forward motion.
You can see playing with almost four handlers at a time. Definitely the wings coming shallow and just getting those little yard gainers here and there on the sidelines.
I think the Japanese just hoping for the sheer volume, amount of passes to force the French into a mistake, and they almost do on that one, but a great grab and a lefty high release backhand continuation from Dole. Now they get through the middle, and they continue to do so. They are right in front of the end zone. Knocking on the doorstep is Gibbon de Silva Rodriguez. She's got the disc once again. And they keep the disc moving. Are they gonna hit their favorite target, Lepezanek, in the end zone, or is it gonna be the handlers who make their move for the cut to the front of it? I called it. Lepezanek just making room for herself from the back of the end zone and outrunning her defender.
Japan forcing lots of passes with the zone. 36 passes in total it took them to get it in. You can see they transitioned to a match defense outside the end zone, and then Lepezanek is licking her lips at that opportunity. You're gonna guard me one-on-one in the end zone. I'm just gonna roast you to the open side. There we see the close call from France, but Lepezanek just too good for this game. That's where you want to maybe have some help defense or switching and poaching.
It looked like Maya basically had the eye contact with Lepezanek from the start, really just waiting for her to do what she does best.
I think we've all experienced that in the sport where you get the disc and you have a receiver you trust really well, you know how their speed is, and you're just like, hey, come and get this for me. I'm not looking anywhere else.
So the next point, the wind has picked up quite a bit, so no surprise to see both of the teams coming out in a zone look. Be it to adapt to the weather conditions or to just change the pace of the game. That's a wide backhand put from Kobayashi. And they're moving through the French zone a hell of a lot quicker than their opponents in the last point. But it looks like the disc will go back on a travel call.
I think that's a bad travel call. It looks like Japan were absolutely shredding through that zone.
Bit of a clarification of where the last positioning was. Sawayama taps the disc in as there's no defender in sight. Kobayashi takes the wide reset once more. Hanabuki outrunning the first cup. Big swings from the Japanese, unfazed by the wind. Hanabuki. Thought about going over the first cup, but goes back to Kobayashi instead, who's gonna catch the disc. That got blocked off by the French defender. Incredible presence of mind. Takeuchi coming into the mix to calm down the situation. Yoshida. And the French sticking with the zone. Hanabuki jumps it in for the Japanese. She's been hiding in the bushes, but another travel call might send this one back.
Play with fire here a bit. Japan trying to go over that cup once or twice with the elevator backhand. Had to be rescued on one occasion. And have another look at this again and see if there is a travel. And looks like it will be called a goal. I didn't see the travel either. Possibly the game advisors getting involved there.
Dimi Doroshenko with the hand signals. And as we've reached the 4-point cap, it looks like the teams are going to take a little heat break despite the lower temperatures on the pitch today.
Yeah, fantastic first quarter from both teams. No breaks so far, but they've had their opportunities. As we look at Yotsuba Hanabuki, there's such a strong offensive prowess. Every time she gets involved, she's making things happen. And you know, she's getting the assist, but often she's gaining yards downfield. She's very much a mid for this Japanese team, now in the end zone. And you can see the travel call there, but thankfully goal in the L, neck and neck here in the semi-final matchup.
Club season is upon us, and Ultiworld is bringing you all the action. Ultiworld is the best place for live video, news, highlights, and analysis of your favorite teams and players. Make sure to subscribe for our extensive live coverage of the USAU Club season, including the thrilling Club Championships in San Diego in October, exclusively on Ultiworld.
Back with the semi-final action in the women's division. France taking on Japan. Japan scoring the last point, but so far no breaks in this game. The teams have been trading, but let us know more about the first part of the game, Liam.
Yeah, great battle so far. As you said, no breaks, but both teams having the opportunities to break. I think what's impressed me is the defense from both O-lines of teams. We saw the likes of Lepezinek and Cruza able to get it back. Same for Japan, able to defend when they do turn over. So you think breaks are going to be hard to come by in this game. Two really top sides. France defending champions. Japan women have a storied history as well in youth divisions. I remember them winning a U23 championships in London a few years back. Always a very competitive side.
Sakura Shinya will start us on this next point with her pull that lands around the brick mark. And a different poachy look out of the Japanese, trying to startle the white shirts. But they move through the set plate quickly. Maya going through the Japanese defense. I think that must have been a goal, but just to make sure, Cruzat sent that disc to her teammate in the end zone, and now there's a bit of a confusion whether we can count this as a goal.
Not often you see players complete end zone passes. She's definitely in the end zone when she threw it anyway.
So nothing.
No, nothing.
Okay.
Okay.
So nothing.
Okay. Accepted.
Cruzat will be called not in on that pass from Fallour. But the French get it in the end zone on the second time of asking, in a little bit of a guerrilla celebration.
Well, they just walked that point in. Japan having a little siesta after the heat stoppage there. I don't think they put any defensive pressure at all, but maybe credit that to just the fantastic offense of France. They run a little isolation on Lariviere, who picks up their second goal of the game. And yeah, Japan definitely need to apply more defensive pressure on that, but it's been an offensive game. It's ideal, all the conditions. As he said, the temperature not as hot as the rest of the week. Just a light breeze at ground level. You can see it hasn't really affected the throwing of either side. But yeah, you did wonder about France. Would they be able to bounce back after the victory of 2 years ago? They had the likes of Camille Blanc, who's in the stands here, Zoe Forget, Swan Lacoste-Lefevre, you know, all involved in the World Games program after that. Wouldn't be surprised to see the likes of Lepezinek feature on a French World Games team in the future.
100% agree. So many talents here at the World Junior Ultimate Championship. You do see some scouting happening on the sideline as well. And here is Japan trying to jump it in. They do it on the second try, and none other by Anabuki. with another big score for Japan. Clean hold.
Anabuki has been involved in every score so far. France doing very little to slow her down. I wonder what the time was for both of those offensive points. I feel like maybe 15-20 seconds for both teams to score. Both defenses chasing shadows right now. And it almost feels like, you know, Japan's starting offense may have a big impact on this game. I think typically in juniors it's not won on the toss, but it's feeling a little bit like it right now.
I think teams just want to know who's going to win already.
Here again, some verification of time with 31 seconds. Let's see if France can beat that.
The time flies when you're watching some great ultimate. A big wind up from Kaneshita, who puts the disc exactly on the brick mark there. Lepezenek opens up with the first cut for France. Finds the continuation to La Rivière. And they're going like a well-oiled machine. Several upline cuts not taken. Gibon de Silva Rodriguez takes the reset. And a continuation. Lepezenek just unstoppable. It almost looks like a battle of Anabuki and Lepezenek for who's going to have a better stats record after this game.
And that is 6 straight clean holds in the game. Japan currently don't have an answer for Lepezenek. She's putting on that ice towel in the back of her neck, but I don't think she's had to work that hard in this game, let's be honest. We'll have a look at the pull play here. I think the front of the stack is just clearing out for Lepezenek then to come under. You can see creating the space from her. And then following it up with a bit of a loopy cut is La Rivière. And I think Japan are really struggling to deal with those two cutting downfield. They're able to make it past the halfway by isolating those two. And we've seen Japan put out of the zone and maybe slow them down a little bit more. And then again, to get to the end zone, look for Lepezenek, and it is really, really good offense. I do feel like Japan maybe need to do a little more to help with those one-on-one matchups, particularly with Lepezenek.
I think the coaching decision here was you cannot cover everything on players like that, so you might as well take away the most dangerous options. But you're right in that sense that they could try to peel off some other defenders to put even more pressure on these prominent players.
Crowd on their feet here to cheer on both sides.
Interesting musical instruments spotted in the stands.
As you see, Remy Dupont issuing the orders for this French side.
Lepezenek crossing over once more to the D line. French still looking for that break in the first half. Pushing their luck, using their star players for the majority of the points. Kobayashi. Centers to Takeuchi. He's got the disc again on the halfway line. French zone getting tighter on the open side reset, but the Japanese just continue through the break side. Cheeky overhead throw to Anabuki, and they're off to the races. It pays off. Another clean hold. Shimizu for the score for Japan.
And it's Ryo Kobayashi with that big hammer to unlock the defense, and they've used that a couple of times It's not something I typically associate with Japanese teams, and you can see the fans are loving it, putting on a throwing exhibition for us. And again, that quite high release on that hammer, on her tippy toes as she releases it, and who else but Anabuki.
This time using her dominant hand.
They've got all the throws. And Shimizu with the great catch, and you can see France to call the timeout there. I think to give the opportunity for Lepesnik to cross over. Yeah, they're going to do that a couple of times this game, but couldn't really influence on defense that time. So who will get the first break? Big point here for Japan. See if they crossed over any players. It does look like Anabuki's on defense. I think that's the right thing to do. Try and break for half here. Call a timeout afterwards if you need it to rest some players, but Anabuki is in there.
And an assassin zone on Lepesnik. Didn't quite do the job so far.
Shimizu is crossed over as well, playing mid in the zone, so definitely a power line here from Japan.
The disc will go back on a call. The defensive player is adjusting their position, and a self-check from Maya. Lepesnik signaling to Maya that she would like her to steal some extra meters. And lots of pressure from the Japanese, tightening the cup. And now shutting them down on the sideline, forcing the French to go backwards.
And the French cutter is completely disconnected here. Haven't really followed the play backwards. You can see the coaches maybe beckoning him under. Need to get Lepesnik involved here.
Nobody wants to run past Anabuki there, except Lepesnik. Now 4 French handlers trying to outnumber the Japanese 3-person cup. And here's the gainer for Lepesnik. Oh, look at that! There was a second chance maybe for Cruzat, but it was a little behind her back, so she couldn't see a Japanese, after a streak of clean holds in this game, finally get a turnover close to the end of the first half. Gorogi with the pickup. They have all the good players from their O-line on the pitch. Yoshida. Resets to Anabuki. Japan looking to take the half here. Good downfield switching from France. Big shot into the end zone. They bring it down, and that's a break for Japan to take the half. Smashing stuff from the team in red.
The crowd goes absolutely wild, as they should. That is a massive moment in the game. Coaching masterclass by Emily Mitsui, crossing over there. I think the zone was the right choice as well, just forcing France to take a lot more passes. And then an unfortunate error for them. Japan have the players on the field to capitalize, and Japan now in the lead, 7-5. The composure here, brilliant stuff. Gotta love that fantastic forehand. Japan break for half, 7-5.
Get the ultimate news you need to know with the Deep Look podcast. I'm Charlie Eisenhood.
And I'm Keith Rayner, and together we bring the games, names, and moments in Ultimate to your podcast feed. We talk Ultimate's biggest news from on and off the field about and with the people making it.
And every week, we go live on YouTube. Come join the fun, the trivia, the picks, the analysis, and more, Tuesdays at noon Eastern Time.
We'll see you there.
Welcome back to pitch number 2. It is halftime in the women's semis between France and Japan. Japan taking the half in a striking fashion, and we're going to have a little interview with one of the French coaches, Kelsey Rader, on the mic. Kelsey, what was the chat before that last point in the first half?
Really just trying to contain their movement. We know that they have a really good game. They really like fast movement and long throws, and we've just been trying to contain them.
Kelsey, is there any adjustments you're going to look to make in this second half? France haven't got a break yet. I think both teams have played exceptionally, but what does France have to do now to get that break?
I think we're doing a good job holding off their long game. What we need to work on now is the short game. They're starting to work around our defense around the disc, and we need to shut that down too.
Is there any strategies that you haven't employed yet in the first half that you kind of have up your sleeve that you're maybe going to resort to in the second half or towards the end of the game?
We're always making adjustments. We're always adapting. One of the strengths of our team is that we're very flexible, so we can adjust to what we see on the field. So we've got a lot of different things prepared, and we'll just see how it comes out.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelsey. Best of luck for the rest of the game. Thank you for the interview.
Thank you.
Have a look at the game flow now, and just trading all the way until that break before half, and really it didn't look like any break was coming until that unfortunate drop from France. I did like the defensive strategy of Japan going for the zone purely because it made France take more passes, and in that situation you're just hoping for an error. It did happen. Could that prove costly for France? As you take a look at the first half highlights, and Kobayashi has been putting on a showcase of those hammers. The French O-line looking fantastic out there as well.
But it might be quite difficult to recover from this 2-point difference generated by Japan last minute in the first half. We've heard the French coach saying that there is quite a lot that the French team has not shown yet on the pitch, so we will see how that strategy adjusts during the second half. And it looks like we might have another interview, this time from Team Japan. Emily Mitsui on the mic. Hello, Emily. Thank you for coming to the interview. Can you talk us through what you said before the last point of the first half?
We had hard work and just do our best and just do it. Just only this.
And you did it indeed.
Sorry?
Emily, tell us about the joy and fun on this team. The team is always smiling, dancing. Tell us about that.
Yeah, this is my style. That is my style. And we have hard work in Japan and learning, a lot of learning, and to prepare this tournament. And we want to show our strategy and make it great game.
Thank you so much, Emily. Best of luck for the rest of the game.
Thank you so much.
And indeed, it looks like the Japanese have not only practiced whatever they're doing on the field, but off the field as well. Will this be the breaking point, or will France be able to come back? We're about to find out in the second half of action.
Boston has its glory. the full 80 yards of the field.
You cannot kill this Minnesota team.
Are you believing what you're seeing? My hands are on my head up here in the booth. Was there any doubt? Was there any doubt? Holy smoke!
Semi-finals day at the World Junior Ultimate Championship. It is windy in Logroño, the Prado Viejo Sporting Center. Witness to the elimination stages of this Elite Junior Tournament. On pitch number 2, we have Japan taking on France. Right behind us is the other women's semi-final, Canada. Now cover your ears if you don't want to know the results. Taken half on Italy, 7-4. But we gotta go back to the offense of the team in white, fighting against the Japanese zone that has brought the only break of the game for the Japanese in the first half. It is looking like they will stick with a 4-handler setup, trying to work around the red zone. Crozet. Working with Mayad, who gets the disc back near the far sideline. Mayad now looking for an opportunity to open up. Caron now for a jump in, score by Lassin. France hold.
Solid hold at a half for France. You can see Japan coming with that zone again. That's how they got their break. I think they're going to play a lot of zone in the second half. 22 passes it took them that time, France. But you can see, I think the Japanese zone was better when they had those crossover players in it. Not crossing over anyone on that occasion. If you're watching on Ultiworld, or if you're watching on YouTube, please get an Ultiworld subscription. You can watch both semis back to back. If you're a real Ultimate fan, you're double screening right now with both semifinals hotly contested. So please subscribe to Ultiworld. You'll need your subscription if you want to watch all the semis and all the finals. So please support this great coverage of this fantastic event.
Christophe Delpech there on the screen. The World Games coach for France. Now here with the junior contingent, coaching his daughter as well. Kobayashi for the Japanese offense.
You see Lepesnik crossing over again here. Taking one of the handler matchups, maybe thinking she can apply some pressure there, but you feel like France are going to do that a lot in this game, is cross over some of their top players in the second half.
Disturbing the easy resets, definitely seems like a good tactics to at least try out in one of the points. Anabuki with a big gainer. And a continuation to the front of the end zone. Kobayashi now looking for the last pass. Facing almost a straight up mark. Goes for the high release. And a wobble on the catch. Lepezanek, no, it was Dole calling a stall out on Kobayashi, but seeing that turnover, she will retract that call.
I think important to note there, Lerivier also crossing over France and has taken the Anabuki matchup, and Anabuki was struggling to get free there. That would have been their first real stat on O-line without Anabuki, but the French players crossing over now, looking to get their break.
And a low break for Lariviere. And a throwaway on the next pass. Conservation of greatness. Anabuki is under pressure, but gets the score anyway.
Order is restored as Anabuki leaps into the end zone. Not fazed by the contact at all. And she's been involved in every single offensive point for Japan. And I did like that idea from France and crossing over Le Riviere to put pressure on, but a wayward swing pass gives the easy shot to Japan.
Magnificent performance from Anabuki. And she also looks like she's just having a great time on the pitch. I mean, it's got to be exciting.
As you see Camille Blanc there in the crowd. Wonder if she brought her World Juniors medal from last time. Is it in her back pocket? One of the many very talented young French women on the scene at the moment.
Some of them featured later on this year in at the WCC, the club championship in the senior division.
France only have 6 people on the field, am I right in saying that?
Yeah. Way to bring a bit more confusion.
Interesting strategy, we'll see if it pays off for them. And a bit of confusion now about how this should be resolved.
You can discuss with the other captain. You did signal readiness, and it is. You did signal readiness, and it is legal to play with 6 players.
You heard it there.
If you want to talk to the other Spirit captain, do it quickly. If you want to add another person.
This is pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. Don't think I've ever seen this happen.
A bit of a French hiccup there as the Spirit captains gather.
However, they did signal readiness.
The Japanese will allow to add one more person to the game.
So it is up to you. If you will allow them, or you can continue like that, because it is legal to play with 6 players.
Let's see what the Japanese do here.
Ooh, the famous Japanese politeness, will it kick in? Yeah, I think they are going to go to the coach for a piece of advice.
I think in the spirit of fair-mindedness, you should probably let them put on another player and maybe...
Huh? You want to play like this, right? Okay, yeah, we play like this. Okay.
We're getting 6-on-7 here at the World Semifinal.
If that's what has to happen, let's see if the French can do the impossible.
Oh wait, no, they're 7 on. They've allowed somebody to come on. This is the play like this.
Oh, play like this. Okay. So the Japanese, true to their tradition. In any case, the French got out of their own end zone, centering to Crozat. She gets the disc again for the give and go. Once again, that four-handler setup playing small ball. They get over the top to Le Pezenac. Boisson now to Le Pezenac. And they finish it off together for a clean hold for France. It does help when you have 6 other players that want to play with you on the field.
I feel like they probably would have scored with 6 anyway. Especially against that zone. They seem to be in cruise control at times. But it's France that need to get a break here in this game. I wonder if the same situation happened the other way, would France be as kind? You'd like to think so.
You'd like to think so, yeah. It's true that the French are maybe not as well known for their politeness. There's other characteristics, such as nonchalant, elegant.
They're known for winning World Juniors in the women's division. That's what they're famed for in my books.
Le Pezenac stays on the D line, and so does the majority of the players that were playing 0 points earlier.
France offside here, and they need these little small things to go their way. They need to be playing with 7 players and also be onside. Get those small things right, and they're being very pedantic here about a travel on the brick mark.
What a way to stop the set play. Japan get the reset to Anabuki. Who goes for the high release. And the French defender gets a hand on it. I think it was Falou with the block.
Enormous play from Falou. Can they break back here and tie this one up?
Maya. Oh, incredible Japanese defense. Double coverage, but a player is down.
And you can see the players gesturing to the sideline quickly, indicating that this could be a serious injury.
Didn't look like a big collision when I saw that play initially, but let's see it on the replay. I think it might be her knee. I think she might have landed awkwardly.
We just hope she is okay in this situation. I think the French player is signaling that there is a foul call as well, but I think everyone's just more concerned about the injury at the moment.
So as the medics attend to the injured player, we can have a look at the field behind us. Canada still in the lead over Italy in the other women's semifinal, 7-5. And we're gonna take a short break in the commentary booth. The score for now in the second half, 8 for Japan, 7 for France.
She also, like, she couldn't see the disc and she just thinks she did a catch error. Like, she didn't really have any, she wasn't in position to do it, so she just feels like it was just a catch.
Yeah, but there is a contact, and my player said that she could have it. So you just have to contest or to accept it. There is obviously a contact. Can we move a bit quicker?
So it's going to be contested, right? Okay, it's going to be foul contested. 6? Okay.
Out of a short medical break on pitch number 2 is France, who will keep possession and continue trying to make use of their second break chance in this half. Maillard passing the disc on the far sideline to La Rivière. The other Maillard now in the middle, both sisters on the field, enjoying this World Championship together for this French time. And they put up a hammer, an incredible collection. Le Pézanec with a break for France. We're tied at 8.
First break from France, and who else but Le Pézanec. Not all heroes wear capes. She goes up high for the one-handed hammer catch. And you knew they were going to fight their way back into this game. And Le Pézanec putting her name in lights here in this semi-final matchup. She can do it all. They've looked for in the end zone countless times. Had that unfortunate drop, which got Japan their break, but she answers back with a break of her own and a bit of a hopeful hammer, but landed on the head of the best receiver on the field. It looks like she's going to stay out there, and I have a feeling it's going to be very hard to get her off the field here in this semi-final.
A cheeky bit of play out of France, but it proved successful to equalize the score. And we're somewhat back on serve with Kobayashi centering the disc for France, and she will adjust her mark.
I don't know if she's adjusted the mark that much. Has been very active on the force, let's call it that.
The prolonged stoppage being due to players on the field having to adjust position as well. And that is Sawayama now with the lefty high release. Anabuki under loads of pressure from La Rivière.
Yeah, 2 collisions downfield, and you feel France really increased the physicality in this game.
Yeah. Go.
It is Kobayashi who's down on the ground, who tripped, I think, over her defender there, who was really close behind her.
Yeah.
Yeah, as the intensity rises,
I agree.
the physicality has as well. It's maybe something both teams want to avoid. Last thing we want is any injuries. Particularly Kobayashi would be a massive loss for Japan. So we hope she's okay to return to the game, but she remains on the ground for now.
About 20 minutes left on the clock. Kobayashi with 1 goal, 2 assists, and 1 block in this game already. So before the situation on the field resolves, we can give you one more update on the other women's semifinal. 7-6, Canada currently still in the lead over the Italians behind our backs. The other side of the main pitches with the stand here at Prado Viejo Sporting Center. We're moving tomorrow to a different location for the finals matches of the World Junior Ultimate Championship. The local stadium will be witness of the battle of the heroes of this junior tournament. And on the pitch, it looks like Anabuki keeps possession for Japan on the far sideline, but the players will return to the original positions on a violation call. Due to those medical stoppages, we've had 2 in the last bit of the game. They have added 2 minutes to the game clock, which we will do as well on our countdown. There is Yoshida, who has contact on the disc from her defender. And they've crossed over Kaneshita from the D-line to step in for the injured Kobayashi. Takeuchi. Yoshida. Downwind to Kaneshita. Continues down the far sideline. Doesn't like the downfield option, takes the reset, no continuation there. The pig call stops the play.
And it does feel like Japan are missing Kobayashi right now on offense.
Yeah, their flow looking a little bit more stagnant than with her on the field, but they are able to retain possession, and that's really all that counts. They're knocking on the doorstep now, another pig call. And the disc stays with Shimizu. Fakes the high release backhand. Anabuki now. She's been just as good for the assist as she's been for the scores. There's the continuation, and Kaneshita shows that the crossover was well worth it. Japan hold and go up 9-8.
Next level from Japan. They needed that one. They got broken the point before. Kobayashi was off the field. Questions are being asked, but they come with the answers. It wasn't easy, but they got it done. A real grind. You can really see France trying to pick up the intensity downfield and on the mark. I think it's the first time we've seen an offensive score without Anabuki on the stats. It's probably a good thing for Japan because they need more and more people involved. Kaneshita stepping up here for her team. Japanese fans on their feet. And a real wave of electricity across the stadium. So big opportunity now for Japan. Possibly another opportunity to cross over players with this heat stoppage coming up if they were to get to 10 points. But maybe not doing so. It was a very tying offensive point there.
And the pull with a bit more hang, allowing the Japanese to set up whatever defense they were looking to do. That was lots of pressure on Lepezenek from Tsugane. Maillard. Going to Lebertre. Lepezenek on the far sideline. And they swing it across the pitch. Through the middle is Chevion Guillen. Maillard now entering the last part of the pitch. And she's gonna put up another hanging overhead throw and a stall out call. That point is not over yet. But what a grab.
What a grab, and she had the celebration lined up, but
Lassen.
hard not to be reminded of similar stall-out situations with France.
I'm pretty sure that I showed it after the 10.
After the 10?
No, before, sorry, my English, sorry.
It's okay.
Before.
Do you think you can come to an agreement, or are you just going to contest it? Sounds like it's going to be contested, so it's going to be stall out. I'm sorry?
You don't know which country?
No, I could not hear the stall count, I'm sorry.
So a contested stall count call from Lali Maillard, the 19-year-old engineering student. staying on that near sideline. Got the flat Japanese mark, allowing them to reset. A pick call on Lepezanek. Sends the disc back once more. But she gets it anyway. Into the end zone for the score is Lucie Caron. And Lepezanek with the assist.
France level it up again. Brilliant from them. These offensive holds a little more of a struggle as it's more of an upwind now for both teams. So who can potentially get that downwind break? Everyone on the edge of their seats here. Kind of a nervous energy now for both sides. There's the hammer that got sent back for the stall out. Able to get an easier option now. And who else but Lepezanek heavily involved. Liora. You see it means so much for both of these teams. You see coaches Delpech, Dupont, Raider, and it's just so important coaching at the juniors level. I think far more so than any other teams.
We really saw a good mix of coaching advice and player performance out of Japan coming out of the first half. I thought that was, you could tell that they were working as a well-oiled machine there. The players really fully executing the plan and getting that break in the first half to jump away by 2. But France, of course, in the second half, also following the recipe drawn up by their coaching staff. And getting the break back, keeping the scoreboard tight. Still no Kobayashi on the Japanese O-line. It will be Kaneshita who crossed over and...
Yeah, big job for Kaneshita now. Has to crossover and essentially be part of that O-line handler set.
I think she just needs to pretend that they got a D before that. She's more than capable to step into that role. There she is, swinging the disc to Sawayana. Now 2 players sort of going to that same spot, and a wobble on the disc, and a drop for Anabuki. Big chance for France. Japanese having to recover. And a violation call, maybe Maya not quite liking some of the marking, and a big layout bid to save possession by Ella Maya. And French, they just keep going. They know if they can get this one in this late in the game, it might be just the advantage they need to bring this game home. That's a score for France. They break and go up in this game, 10-9 over Japan after an unforced error by the Japanese.
First lead of the game for France. Sensational stuff. Capitalizing on the mistake from Anabuki, and they had the personnel on the line. You can see there, unusual from Anabuki, but throwing herself around Maillard, putting her body on the line, was going every other at that point. And this was a very, very strong line from France, and they're the ones that break to take us to the heat stoppage. Huge moment of the game. This French side was never going to give up. Cruza involved as well. So things heating up here in Logroño as France take the lead for the first time. They're up now, 10-9 over Japan.
Welcome back to the women's semi-final. France taking on Japan. We're gonna have a look at one of their earlier games here in Logroño. They were playing Italy on Universe in a pool game to take the top seed in Pool A. And as you can see on this replay of the last point, they were not able to close. Italy eventually taking seed number 1 in Pool A.
And interestingly, both the teams we're watching now have lost to a team in the other semi-final. Oh, sorry, yeah, Japan beat Canada 12-7. They've played teams in the other semi-finals, so this shows how wide open this women's division is. And we'll see if that Universe point game for France proves a good learning experience for them. You feel like this one's going to go to Universe. I'd be very surprised if it didn't. But Japan struggling now without Kobayashi on their O-line. They're, I think, struggling a little bit more.
Maybe one more interesting fact, Liam, that the semi-finalists here at WJUC, 2 of them in the women's division come from the Pool A. That would be Italy and France, and 2 from Pool B, Canada and Japan. You can also have a look at the game flow of the last 10 goals.
Yeah, and it's just that break before the heat stoppage. 2 breaks to 1 as it stands. Very little separating these sides. You can see, I don't think we've had a point with more than 3 turnovers in it. Very, very clean game from both sides.
But France being on the stronger end when it comes to capitalizing on the break chances. So one more time, the duo. Oh, great layout save from Yoshida. The handler duo of Kaneshita crossing over from the D-line. Oh, and she does what she can do, which is putting the disc to the end zone, but that one was just a bit of a catapult that went just out of bounds. Yeah, the receiver really having to watch her feet. Imamoto could not save that one. Difficult role for Kaneshita having to play on a completely different line in such an important handler role. France trying to ride the break train with the wind picking up. The lefty advantage might prove useful. La Rivière tries to center the disc, but it lands on the ground. Second chance for Japan. Signaling the setup that they would like to see for this first pass from Sawayama, who winds up to leave the disc roll out of bounds. This is the most turnovers we've seen in this game so far, Liam, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the first point in the game with 3 turnovers in it. You can see they are struggling offense without Kobayashi, particularly in that handler space. Now, France have definitely stepped up the defensive pressure. Looks like maybe an isolation here in the handler space. Looks like a foul being called here. Definitely not the intended receiver from the get-go.
You think she was able to get to this first, and then that's not the contact happened after she hit. Okay.
Can I ask for an opinion? Do you have an opinion?
Unfortunately, I was covered by both of your backs, so I could not see.
Sabrina Kell taking on once again the role of an interpreter for the Japanese team.
So I don't think we're going to be able to come to an agreement with
Yeah, we can contest. It's going to be foul, contested. Going to go back.
Definitely one of the cleaner
What was the stall count?
defensive efforts on the upline cut.
Not sure about the foul. Maybe a strip. It was very, very close. I think that's fair to say.
Accept.
I think we had really no angle to see the player's hands.
Looks like an accepted foul, so there is the resolution we're getting. Good spirit from Japan.
Yeah, Kozak keeps possession for France. They're still on that break chance. France really stepping up their game in the second half. Now looking to close this. And another pick call.
Don't think it affected.
It felt like it before the throw to me, but we will let the players decide. Kozak actually should have kept that disc. Should have let the defender tap the disc into play, but no objections from the Japanese. She will have it once more. Very good shutdown defense on the handlers now. Kozak winds up for the continuation. Nothing there. Takes the reset to Mayat. Mayat sideways to Dole. Mayat, high release backhand to Kozak. Kozak continuation, and the defense gets a hand on that.
Foul being called here. I thought the Japanese player had an inside line.
Shimizu with a closing speed to knock that out of the air. But Lepezanek not liking to lose the disc.
Mais vu qu'elle me chope le bras, je peux pas essayer d'aller. Elle me ralentit ma course. She says that, she said that you do like, and so she can try to have it. Like you.
She said she didn't grab her. It's like there was contact, but the contact happened after.
She feel her on her en anglais frère. for contested?
Okay, if you decide, sure, I'll contest it.
One more look at the
Gonna
replay.
go back. Okay.
Looked quite clean from the second angle to me, Liam.
I think the big thing there is Shimizu has the inside line and is kind of in between the French player and the disc. And I think that should have been given as a block, but France maintained possession. Notably didn't ask for the game advisor's perspective, which I would have liked it here, but they get the block on this occasion. Like a thief of the night comes flying in. Shimizu won't be denied a second time.
Excellent effort from the Japanese. They put up a hanging backhand, and this time Boisson says no. None shall pass on my watch. Maillard quickly moving the disc to Larivière, who's currently unmarked on the far sideline. Second chance in this point for the French to get the break. It would be second one in a row. Crozin wobbles the disc but keeps possession. It's Boisson, sorry. Reset to Maillard. The time has gone, Liam. We finish this point and add one. Inside channel, any continuation into the end zone. The other Maillard now on this near sideline. La Pezanek examining downfield, and she's gonna get someone open. Another break, the French do it again. Second breaks in a row this late in the game. Women's semifinal on pitch number 2 going crazy.
Looks like a game to 12 now. Japan got to this back, but threw it away. They've done that a couple times now on offense. I do feel like that play on Larivière, which injured Kobayashi, is the big turning point for me. Larivière combining so well with Lepezanek all game long. They trust each other. A mountain to climb here for Japan.
What a game, Liam. I mean, it was equal the whole way until the first break by Japan to finish off the first half. And then just France coming back early in the second half, and in the last 2 points managing to convert their break chances. No surprise, a timeout is called by Japan.
Huge point in the game now for Japan. They have to score to stay alive. Their season on the line. For many of these junior players, maybe get 1 or 2 cycles. You want to keep that dream alive.
Coach Rader was telling us during the halftime interview that France still have more up their sleeve, trying to stay flexible and keep tweaking both their offense and defense to eventually break through the clean Japanese offense. And it's proving right so far, as on the field an offside is called, taking the team in red to the brick mark. Takeuchi to Yoshida. Anabuki now has it. Full straight up mark. Takeuchi having to get high and then low for the assist. And that's a clean hold and a quick one too for Japan. Just what they needed. Fans going wild, banging into the metal covers on the side of the pitch. Yoshida with the score, number 6 for Japan. And a great presence of mind from Takeuchi, who got up high and that step low into that backhand.
Yeah, this is a brave backhand throw. Had to arc it around the French defender. Was inch perfect and it needed to be. And now here comes the big challenge for the Rising Sun Nation. Japan have to break here to take it to Universe. You feel like the game deserves Universe at this stage, but I'm sure the French fans want to see a clean hold here. Some of the French players chalking up their hands.
100%, Liam. On the other pitch, other women's semifinal, Italy also looking to close that gap. Canada only winning by 1 right now.
Palm sweaty, mom spaghetti. Let's go. France, can they get this hold?
Ganeshita puts one up for Mayad. Dole to Le Pezanek. Oh, almost a run through D there. La Rivière keeps her eyes on the prize. Resets to Maya. Big muscle up line from her sister. It's Dole, who will use her lefty advantage and high disc for Le Pezanek. She's unable to close her fingers around the disc.
Too much chalk or not enough? She's tying her shoes now. A timeout call by Japan. They love doing this. We saw them do it in other games in these situations. But yeah, Le Pezanek was the player who just chalked their hands at the start of this point. Don't know if it made a difference there. The intensity rising as Japan call a timeout with a possession to tie this one up and bring it to Universe.
Get the ultimate news you need to know with the Deep Look podcast. I'm Charlie Eisenhood.
And I'm Keith Rayner, and together we bring the games, names, and moments in Ultimate to your podcast feed. We talk Ultimate's biggest news from on and off the field about and with the people making it.
And every week we go live on YouTube. Come join the fun, the trivia, the picks, the analysis, and more Tuesdays at noon Eastern Time.
We'll see you there.
We've said it at the start and we will say it again. The World Junior Ultimate Championship, bringing you your daily dose of emotions. It is women's semifinals on pitch before the commentary booth and behind the commentary booth. It is Japan trying to equalize the score and take us to Universe. On the other pitch, Canada have taken a timeout as Italy and have just equalized the score as well, and we'll be heading to the Universe point. Japan on the far sideline, isolating Anabuki for the in-cut.
I think there was a pick, but I think the possessions should stay with Anabuki and maybe catch up, I think is the right resolution. Anabuki was quick to return it.
Getting involved there. Dimi Doroshenko doing a good job facilitating the discussions.
So it's going to be pick, retracted, going here.
The retracted pick call means the disc stays with Anabuki. Who resets to Kaneshita. They go wide to Yoneda. We're seeing her on the field for the first time. Shimizu. Currently without a mark, the French defense trailing, trying to find a sneaky poach D downfield. Here's a continuation into the end zone. Japan for the break, they equalize, and it will be 2 women's semis ending on Universe. What a moment for Saki Yoneda, entering the field to carry her team to this last point of the game. The fans don't know where to look first, Liam.
Shakespeare couldn't have written it better. This whole women's division has been blockbuster from start to finish. As you said, 2 semi-finals going to Universe Point happening simultaneously. If you don't have the full Ultiworld subscription, get it now quickly, and you can be watching both of these semi-finals unfold. Who's going to be in the final? I have absolutely no idea. Japan, again, so brave. The audacity to put up that forehand. You can see the joy on their faces.
10-10 currently the score with Canada and Italy. Canada on offense with Menzi. And here's the shot for the goal on the other field. It will be the Canadians that will advance to the final stage of the tournament, and who will be featured tomorrow morning at the stadium game. But the other spot is still open for grabs. The pull goes up from the Japanese. They did prove that they can break last second. But the French are not ready to give this up just yet. Le Pezanek under lots of pressure. Keeps possession, goes to the middle to La Rivière. Le Pezanek sticking in the handler space. They go down the near sideline. Good read from Mayang. Candice, end zone game. Worked for the French, yes it does. France is the other finalist of the World Junior Ultimate Championship in the women's division. Absolute heartbreak for the Japanese. They will face off Italy in the 3rd place game, fighting for the bronze medal. Look at this joy. Look at this happiness on this French side. The team in white fought valiantly in the second half, scoring 2 breaks to get in the lead. And that's, after all, what has brought them to the top of the world stage, trying to relive their dream of becoming world champions once more. Liam, what a game.
That's right, France are going back to the final. Relentless again from this French O-line, working the break side. Good continuation, silky smooth offense from the French. Really heartbreaking for Japan. You saw Anabuki there, distraught, walking off the field. She didn't really deserve to lose the game the way she played, but there can only be one winner. The Japanese fans stand to applaud their nation, as they should. A very proud performance from both teams in a really great semi-final. This women's division has just been electric, and the semi-finals offering up such great spectacles for everyone to watch. If you haven't watched the other semi-final, get your Ultiworld subscription, go back and watch it. You can see here, very, very clean game. Just one turnover in the difference, and that's what proves dividend for France. Their O-line just a little bit more clinical in the end.
This top of the women's division really showing the level of elite women's ultimate. very, very close matches. It could have been anyone's game. And we've got some French players coming to share their feelings with us after this hard-fought women's semi-final. La Rivière, Camille, thanks for coming for the interview. How are you feeling after this game?
I'm feeling really great. We are really happy to have won, obviously. We were quite determined for this game, and we did it. So yeah, I can't say much because I'm just really happy to be in final.
What was it like in that second half? You had to cross over quite a bit. You and Lepesnik played a lot of points in that second half. You managed to get 3 breaks. How hard is it out there playing defense on those Japanese players?
It was very intense. I feel like I really like man-to-man defense, and that's what made us do breaks. So I thought we were really happy, and I think we didn't do much by ourselves. We had the whole team behind us on the line, those who weren't playing, and they did very much to push us harder. So yeah, it was for the whole team and by the whole team.
Camille, do you have anyone you want to say thank you or you want to say hi to on the stream?
I want to say thank you to my teammate Suzanne Forder, 54, because she injured herself 2 days ago and she couldn't play this match, and I know it was very hard for her, but she was still strong. She did a lot of things for us, like bring us Bordeaux, etc. and she never gave up. So this match was really for her, so she could play the last game, the final.
Thank you so much for the interview, and have a good rest before your game tomorrow.
Thank you very much.
So that was the first feelings of the French finalists of the World Junior Ultimate Championship. We'll have one more look at the bracket. Canada beating Italy on Universe as well. So this will be tomorrow's morning game at the stadium in Logroño.
So Japan, who beat Canada, won't be in the semis. Italy, who beat France, won't be in the semis. But the 2 teams who showed up when it mattered most in these semi-final matchups are going to the finals. A fantastic performance from both sides.
It is over in the women's division, but still games to be played in the mixed. Canada will take on Switzerland on pitch number 2, Showcase Field. My name is Rachel Doshnerova, and I was here in the commentary booth with Liam Grant. Thank you everyone for watching, and stay tuned for more.